Right, so let's get started with these legs. Let's just give that a bit of a brush there. Make sure it's nice and clean. I don't know what that is there. So I'm going to start on this side because I'm left-handed basically. So I'm going to work this side. It doesn't really make a difference as long as you don't sort of push your hand across the drawing, it should be fine. So I'm going to start with this back leg here. I've got the warm grey 2 and I was trying to think of a good colour here, so I sort of ummed and erred as to what grey. It's quite a light colour here, but it's like a warmish grey. I think what I will do, as I say, I'm going to add the warm grey 2 first, and then I might add a bit of sepia 10 just to give it a bit more colour rather than just a, you know, just a grey. So I've just got the warm grey 2. I'm going to make sure that I don't go over my line art here. I just want to put some pencil down, and then I'm going to take the line art out because we won't need it anymore. So I'm just going to do the top part of his leg here where it's darker. So yeah, I think the sepia 10 would go quite nice over this. I'm going to take that line art out now because I don't need it. Let's try with the kneadable rubber. It's coming out okay actually. Or maybe not. Let's just get the Tombow, I think. Have done with it. Do it properly. Looks better. Okay, let's just give that a brush. Okay, so I'm just going back in with the warm grey 2 just to get the colour in. Okay, so we've got this dark area in here, which we'll come back to. So before I go any further with this, I'm going to get the warm grey 1, and I just want to do a bit more of the leg, just coming down here. There's not much difference in colour, I know. So we've got some quite short fur coming down here. Okay, let's take some line art out again. And I think what would be a good idea now is just fill in that dark area. I'm looking for my cocoa in the Pablo. I just want to fill in this darker area. So I'm just really plotting everything, where everything goes, and then we'll go back in Just thinking we mustn't forget the little tail there as well, actually. Right, so now we've got a bit more of an idea of where everything is. We've got the front leg coming down here. So we're just looking to say plot everything, and then we'll go back into this area. So I think what I'm going to do now is go with the sepia 10, and then let's put a bit of colour over the warm grey 2 here. I'm just going to bring that down here a little bit, actually, just down the side of his leg. And I'm just going back and forth just to get the pencil in. So we've got a little darker bit coming down the side of his leg here. Let's go with the warm grey 3. Just plot that in. And while I've got that, I'm just going to put some of that up the top here as well. Just put a bit more down there. Okay, I think what I'll do now is just go back to the cocoa, or actually let's go with the, let's try the warm grey, not the warm grey, the French grey 30 in the Luminance. See what that looks like down here. Okay, I'm going to darken this up here, and then we'll go over with some white. So I might go with the dark sepia in the Pablo. So I'm just going to go over this. Actually, before I go any further, I think what would be a good idea beforehand is the caput mortuum, if I can find that. And get another one from my trolley. So I've got the caput mortuum here. I just want to add a bit of that down the side here before I use the sepia. Okay, right, let's go back to the dark sepia, which I've marked. Oh, there you are. I've got about 100 pencils out on my desk here. Right, so we've got the dark sepia here. I might go in with a bit of black as well, but we'll see how it goes. So with his front leg here, I'm going to go sort of under the leg fur there. So it comes over here a bit more. Just trying to get the right shape here. So we've got back of his foot there. That looks okay. Yeah, I think down the bottom here I will darken it up with the black. Just run that along his foot there actually. I think I'm just going to do a bit of shading underneath him. I mean, he's sitting on quite a colourful rug, which I'm not going to put in. I'm just going to put a bit of shading around him on the bottom once he's done, just so he's not hovering on the paper. What I'll do now, I'm going to get the cotton bud. I'm just going to smudge that into the leg area, just so we haven't got a thick line, just so it's all sort of flowing together. That makes sense. Right, let's do the top part of the leg now. I'm going to go with the white luminance actually, and then see how that goes. So I've got the white luminance. So looking a bit too bright, as you can probably see, but we'll tone it down again in a minute. I'm just going to flick it off so it looks natural. Let's get that cotton bud back. And get a clean side. We just fluff it out a bit so we haven't got like lines as such. It's more natural looking. Another colour I've just thought of actually that would be good around these areas is the raw umber 10%. It's quite a nice sort of warm grey colour. It's like a hint of browny grey colour, so I thought that might be good to try. So it's like the warm grey too, but a bit more warmer looking. I thought it might be a good colour to add, so I think that's quite nice actually. I think sometimes when you've got so many pencils, you do forget the ones you do have sometimes. That's my excuse anyway. I'm going to bring that down here. I think I might carry that down. Just try and get in that tooth. So let's get this dark bit in and do that, and then we can move down. I think the cocoa would be best here in the Pablo. And a bit up the top here. I want to get my rubber. Just take a bit out there. Got a stubborn bit of pencil dust that wouldn't move, that's it. Sometimes it gets stuck in the tooth. You don't want to press too hard and damage the paper. Otherwise you'll dent it and it will just leave a horrible mark. Okay, so let's darken this up and then we can move down the leg. So I've got the black here. I'm putting a bit more pressure on just to get the black in. And this might be an area that I use the Derwent drawing ivory black at the end just to really darken it up. I don't want to darken it right all of this area because it gets a bit lighter as you go further up. So I just lift the pressure off as I go up. Okay, I'm just going to get the sepia 10 back. Just want to blend coming down here a bit more. I am going into the black a little bit as well, just so we haven't got a line coming down. I can always darken it up again if I need to. That's it. Now this leg's taken a lot longer than I thought it would. Just going back with the white luminance, just coming down the front here. So before I move further down the foot, I've just got the cotton bud, and I'm just going to fluff it up, if you like, just so it's nice and soft. Okay, so I think we'll do this little foot here, and then we mustn't forget that tail. So let's get the warm grey one back. We've got some claws and that to put in, so I'm not going to go right up to that because I think we'll put them in first so we don't lose them. We've got like some pinky purpley colours here. And what I'm going to do while I've got this warm grey one, I'm going to get this tail in, or at least put the first layer in. Oh, just come unstuck there. That's it. Oh. Okay, back onto the foot. Let's just get that in. Okay, so as I say, I think we'll get some details in here. We've got a couple of claws to put in. So let's get, let's have a look. Looking at the colours, I think, oh, let's go with the warm grey free, just so I can map everything out. So we've got a bit dark up here, so I'm just using it lightly just so I can find where everything is. As I say, just mapping everything out, and I can get rid of these lines. So we've got a darker bit up the side here. We've got the claw there, and we've got one here. So I think we've used this colour before on this drawing already, but I've got the beige red in the Polychromes. I'm going to give that a sharpen. I think that's been dropped, so it's lost its point. So I've got the beige red, and I'm just going to put this claw in. I've got the one there. I think I've actually put that in the wrong place. I don't know though, actually. I think that's okay there. Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Excuse me. I've got a line here and I was just trying to work out where it was. This is another pink area actually. So we've got a toe here, and just above the claw we've got like a pinky area, and we've got the claw there, and then it's pinky here. So I think there's only one claw showing on this foot. I mean, it doesn't have to be exact, but it's nice to get everything in the right place as much as you can. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the warm grey one and let's just fill the rest of that in. Let's try and get rid of some of these rubber lines again. Okay, I think that'll be fine. Let's just give that a clean. Okay, so just coming back in with the warm grey one, just because we don't want a line around his foot at all really. I'm just making small movements to get this colour in the tooth. Let's just bring it up his leg a little bit more. And just take it off the, just do some random flicks with the pencil just so we've got like fur. What I mean is I don't want a straight line because he's got fluffy fur, so I'm just sort of flicking the pencil off where I can. Paper's coming unstuck again. That's it. I'm on a 40 degrees angle with my desk, so I always use masking tape to hold my artwork. So I am going over the warm grey one again, but I'm just pushing a bit more harder. I just want to get into that tooth, and then we can add some details. It's also good, I've just sharpened my pencil up actually, I should have said. It's always good to have a sharper point if you want to just get that pigment in the tooth there. It just seems to go in a bit easier. Okay, let's just put a bit more on the tail there. Okay, and I think what I'll finish the tail. So let's have a look. So I've got the warm grey 5 here, or warm grey 5, and I just want to darken up the top of his tail. Probably will use a bit of cocoa as well in there. Let's get the cocoa, the Pablo. Just going to run that along the bottom under his tail as well. Okay, and I think that'll be okay for the tail there. I'm going to have to get some more masking tape. Okay, let's go back to the feet now. So I've just missed out the recording of just darkening under his foot. I've used the dark sepia. I don't know why it didn't record, it was probably my error. So yeah, I've just gone under here with the foot with the dark sepia, just a bit above his claw here. So I'm just darkening it up in areas, and then we can put some lighter bits in. I'm going to do a bit more shading, but I'll do that at the end. But I just wanted to get the dark bit in. Now his ankle is looking a bit strange there. We need to blend it in a little more. I think let's go with the cocoa. See how that works. I just want it to blend in. And I am taking that over the dark sepia as well. I just want it to all blend together. Let's take it over as well, over the top of the foot a little bit here. Just gives it a bit more shape as well, rather than just being a white foot. And then we can do the white over the top. Just blend this at the front a little bit more. I think what I will do is put this claw back in. I've kind of lost mine a little bit, so I'm just going to get the rubber and I'm just going to put this back in. So I'll just sort of take it out again, and then we're putting back in again. That's it. Let's go with the granite rose. I mean, your claw might be okay, but and that's literally all it needs. Okay. I'm going to go with the warm grey 4. I think the sepia 10 might be a good colour as well, just to put in areas. So let's go to the sepia 10. If I can find it. There you are. I'm going to sharpen that up a little bit actually. Just want to add a bit more colour. And it will help blend as well a little bit more. Just put a touch of that at the end of his tail. Okay, right, so let's get some white in. I think I'm going to stick with the Luminance white. And let's just get some lighter fur in. And we've got a little fluffy bit here above his ankle. Okay, and let's add a bit of white to the tail. There's a very short little tail there. Right, so I've got the warm grey 4. I just want to define this little claw a little bit more. And then I think we'll add a bit of violet pink. Let's go back to the violet pink. I think we use this colour around the tummy area. It's quite a nice colour Just put a bit around his claw there and on his pads, not too much. Just going to get the warm grey one back just to tone it down a little bit. Now I think this little leg is done for now. Okay, so we've got a little foot here. I think we'll get that one in next. So yeah, while we've got the warm grey one, we've got this little bit of the leg here. So let's get that in. Let's get the right shape. Okay, let's fill that in. I'm just going round and round to get that tooth, get the pencil in the tooth. Let's do a bit on the actual foot, and then I need to take some lines out. Okay, let's get the rubber. I just want to take this line out. It does get a bit distracting, so I like to take them out as soon as I can. Okay. I've got some quite pinky pads here, so let's get them in next. I'm actually going to get my Tombow rubber back, and I'm just going to take these lines out. Not completely, just so I can go over them. Okay, that's better. I'm going to switch back to the raw umber 10%. I'm just going to get the outline of the pads. So this is very similar to the warm grey 1 and 2 on this colour paper. Okay, so we've got, I'm just mapping everything out. Got a bit of fur there. that makes sense. Right, good. Let's just get rid of some more line art there. Just take a bit more pencil out where I can. I don't know why my chair's so squeaky. Right, I think the violet pink would be a good colour to fill these pads in. Got a little black bit on the top of this one, or dark grey anyway. I've got a bit here. And then we've got the back bit. Okay, let's get that dark bit in. Let's see. Got the warm grey 6 here. Let's see if this is dark enough. I might need to just add black. Darker area there. It's quite strange doing the foot on the angle. Obviously it's on the side here, so and that's the start of the next leg. Okay, I think another colour that would be good here is the brown ochre, because we've got slightly creamy colour fur here coming over the pads. Right, so these pads here, I've got the granite rose, and I just need to tone them down a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go to the caput mortuum, just going between the pads here. I'll just sharpen that up, actually be a bit easier. So I'm just coming between the pads here where it's a bit darker. Let's go back to the warm grey one. I just want to go over it really, just to blend it all together. I just thought of another colour for the pads here. So I've got the Warm Earth 5%, and I think this might be quite a nice colour. I think that's quite nice actually for the just for the little pads there. It's a bit more of a salmony kind of colour. Yeah, that's a good colour. As I say, you forget what colours you've got after a while. Let's just go to the black. I just want to fill this black little mark here on his pad to get that done. That's it. I'm going to go back to the brown ochre just to put a bit more of this colour in between the pads. Okay, another colour that we haven't used for some time. I don't know if we've used it on this portrait actually. I've got the brown ochre 10%, another luminance. It's just a nice creamy colour. Just give that a little brush. Right, I've got the French Grey 30 here. Just want to darken these bits underneath. I'm not sure that's really the colour I'm after. Want more of a browny colour. Let's have a look at walnut. I've got the walnut brown here. I'm just blending that over some of the pad area, just so it's blended nice. I don't want just pink orange round circles. Go back to the caput mortuum. Okay, now I need to just darken this bit up here. This is part of some of this leg here actually. So I just want to get a bit of definition as to where the leg behind starts. So I'm going to go with the violet grey, I think. Let's see how this looks. Okay, and then let's get the, I think, warm grey 3. I can find it. There we are. I've got the warm grey 3. Okay, let's get the Luminance white back. I'm just going to sharpen mine. And we can start putting some little strands of fur in there. No, I think that would do. I don't want it to be too light here. I do want to make this a bit darker still, I think. Let's go with the warm grey 6, I think. So it is quite dark in that little area. That's a bit better. Let's darken this area. Let's just go back in with the normal black. Just run that a little bit down the side of this foot here. Okay, I'm just going to add a touch of that there. Just want to go back to the brown ochre just to put in a bit more, sort of like a colour around the pad area, pads. I want to add a highlight area actually, so I want to find my white Pablo, which I can't locate. Oh, there it is. just want to put a bit of highlight in there. And I think that's it for that for now. I just want to, that's it. I think we get on with this leg now and see how it all looks, if we need to revisit anything, and yeah, we'll go from there. So let's get the warm grey one. Just move my picture down a bit. So let's go to the warm grey one. I'm just going to check the direction of the fur. And just go back and forth and get this tooth filled. And my neighbours are doing a new roof next door, so if there's any funny noises or bangs, that's what it is. Just get rid of some pencil marks actually. So. I'll just go down to the foot area. Just get this leg in first. So let's go with the sepia 10% and let's start at the top of the leg. I've got like a little part in here. And then we've got the side of the leg here. Let's put a bit this side as well. I think I'm going to bring that all the way down actually. I think we can see it needs to be a lot darker here, even in here as well. Now we've got these legs in, you can see we need to go darker in places. I'm just going to use this on the front of the leg as well in places here. Put a bit of that up there as well while I've got it. Right, let's just go to here. I just want to define the top of his leg here a bit more. So I've got the violet grey. So we've got like a little part in here. I just want to get that in. I might run a bit of this violet grey just down the side here. I don't want to put too much in, but just a little bit, and there's a bit here as well. And while I've got that, I'm just going to put some on the inside of his leg here, down the side. Okay, and then I want to shape this front leg a little better. So I've got a new colour here. I haven't used it on this piece yet. It's the Mars Violet in the Derwent Lightfast. If you don't have it, then just any sort of purpley colour just to darken up this area here. I just need to shape this leg a bit more. And then down this bottom bit we need to darken it up even further. But this is another nice purpley colour, which works quite well with the tummy area. Let's just give that a little brush. Just need to get the shape of this leg a bit more. It sort of comes in there. Okay, I'm going to go with the dark sepia now. I don't want to go with the black as such. So I've got the dark sepia, and then it will bring this front leg out a little bit more. So the front leg is looking like it's in front a bit more now, rather than just not doing a lot. But yeah, you can see that it's been brought forward a bit more now. Okay, let's just put a little bit up the top of this side. Okay, that's better. I'm going to get the Derwent ivory. Let's have a look, where are you? Just want to darken that up even further. So I've got the Derwent jar in the ivory black. Just going to darken this area now. And then we can put the white fur over the top. You see it really does darken well. Don't want to do all of it, but right, so let's just darken up here. I've got the French Grey 30. I'm just sort of joining things up now. Let's just come down the side of this leg a bit as well. Put a bit over this side too. just darkening areas that need it here. I think I might bring this bit out a bit further actually. It doesn't quite sit right with me. I'm going to get the warm grey 1 back, just bring it out a little bit. I think that's a little bit better. I'm just going to run that down the middle here. So you can hear some funny noises. It's my neighbours doing a new roof, so that's what the noises are. Okay, I think what I'll do now is let's go back to the Luminance white and let's put some lighter bits of fur in now. And it should really bring that leg forward again.